I don't want to see it got at all, especially when you're sitting on one of them. It's not the ideal thing, but it was what it was, and most importantly is, for me, I suppose for everybody, I think it has a bit of spice to it, but where it's going to all count is in the ring on Saturday. We've got a great show on Saturday, heavy impact. We've got 3 really good heavyweight fights on there. We've got Delicious, who's got a sterling amateur career, start of his journey, so he'll be looking to make a statement. We've got the British heavyweight title. Well, we've seen some of that going on there. There's obviously no love lost between the two of them. But for the winner of that, more important than all the nonsense, the winner of that will go on and fight for the European and hopefully get yourself into the top 10. So they're different levels. And then you get to the level of the main event between 2 guys who've got the most unbelievable amateur background, also been fabulous professional heavyweights in a fight of jeopardy, because the winner will go on and the loser. I don't see where the loser's going to get himself back into the mix with all these youngsters that are around and all the guys coming through. So it's got to be a win-win fight for one of them, and hopefully it'll be for Joe. How
did Hrgović get on? What was the whole situation with him? Was it like 2 weeks out from the fight, and was it an instant yes from him?
Yeah, he jumped at it. And you heard him say at the press conference. Got the call and said he wanted it. And I've got to tell you, I'll take my hat off to Joe, because that's the one Joe wanted.
Yeah. Do you think this is a harder fight? Dev mentioned at the press conference many people do. What's your take?
They're different styles. I think it could be a tougher fight. I mean, I look at Philip's last fight against Daniel. Those first 3 rounds, he was finding him with them right-handers. You know that he's going to come forward, throwing his punches, throwing his bombs, and you know that Joe, that's the way he fights. He walks forward, Joe. That's how he fights. So you're going to get a clash. I think it'll be a shootout. I don't think either of them want to be doing 10 rounds. They'll be looking to knock each other out.
Final one from me. We have the potential of a Daniel Dubois comeback pretty soon. He's spoken about who he wants to fight. He said he'd fight Parker, Usyk, even Chisora. Where are we at, and what out of those 3 names do you think is most likely?
I think we're in a good position that he's accepted he'll fight any one of them, and we're working on delivering one of those, and we will probably announce that fairly soon.
There's some news in the last few days, Frank, between Liam Cameron, Ben Whittaker, boxer. What is the latest with that going from 12 to 10 rounds?
The latest is that Liam has a contract for 12 rounds, signed by the promoter and signed by him. So that's what he wants. That's what it is.
Will this eventually go down to what Liam Cameron wants and not what kind of boxer have put in the contract?
They've got contracts. 2 people signed a contract, and the contract has clauses in it, and it has a list of obligations to both parties. And we are where we are.
Definitely. And who would you say, obviously massive main event, Joyce and Hrgović, who goes into this fight as favourite in your opinion?
It's funny, I'm looking at it a lot. I see with a lot of bookmakers that they're making Hrgović a big favourite. But you can't in any way dismiss Joe Joyce. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy, and he's up for this. I'm the guy who wrote off Derek Chisora and told him he should have retired a couple of years ago. We'll see what happens on Saturday. I owe Joe this opportunity. I owe him that, and it's up to him now to take it. He's got the platform to do it. If he wins, he gets himself into the big time, and it's the same for Philip though. I mean, they're 2 really nice guys. They're as I say, they've been magnificent fighters from their early amateur days all the way to where we are today.
Definitely, and I mean, this kick-starts a massive run for Queensberry on the zone as well. I mean, just talk me through the schedule that Queensberry have. A massive start to this year.
Well, we've announced only a few of the fights. We're announcing another big one on Monday. So we've got we're in Nottingham, as you well know. There's a great fight there between Anto Kakachi and Lee. That's going to be a cracker. It's nigh on sold out. There's only a couple of tickets left for that, or a few tickets left for that. We've got that brilliant fight up in Glasgow with Josh and with Echo. And Echo, as he comes to fight. I think it's boxing news. The 3 fights of the year, 2 of them he was involved with. So you're going to get a fight with him, and I'm looking forward to it. And the Scots 2-time world champion, he's looking to get himself back into the swing and the mix again. So it's a competitive fight and a great undercard.
Frank.